Hello, friends. I hope you are having a wonderful day today. My name is Luciano, if this is the first time you are ever coming to my channel, and if it isn't, I'm so excited to see you again. In today's video, we are going to be trying something a little bit different from what we normally do, but something that I always like to do, which is going to be talking about liminal spaces. We're going to be talking about the source of several well-known liminal space images, known as the house in Alfama, which is a house by Mateos Gamilleros Arquitectos over in Portugal. We're going to go ahead and start talking about that. So to begin, we're going to be looking at some of the images. There's 23, although a couple are repeats, and also a couple are images of plans rather than the house. So as you can see, this is a nice little exterior shot. You love to see it. Now you're starting to see a shot from inside of the house, but in one of the outdoor spaces. Very nice, very chill setting over here. This is the first image that if you are a casual liminal space person, you might have seen before. This is a very well-known pool room image. In fact, there is a video in this particular website that we are on that we are not actually going to be seeing, but it is in Portuguese. And the comments are mostly in English, and they are just talking about how liminal the house is. It's very funny that this house, which was renovated in 2016, is the source of so many of these types of comments. I cannot imagine that the people behind the actual house, the renovations and stuff, ever imagined that the space that they built would become so well known for something so just odd. I'm not going to be trying to provide commentary on all of these pictures. Rather, my focus is to show you all the pictures. This was the first repeats. And just to give you all a chance to soak in the vibe and the atmosphere. I am especially fond of pool room images because I really like pools. I am physically disabled, and when I am submerged in water, the pain that I'm in, because I have a pain-based disability, rather than something that strictly keeps me from moving or something to that effect, is subdued to a significant extent. So I've always been fascinated by pool room images. I also really like going swimming, although I actually haven't been swimming in a while. I haven't been swimming since before COVID. So it's very interesting to just look at all of these images. We are now nearing the end, and when we are done with these images, we are going to read through the description of the actual house and space provided by the architects. I'm not sure if it was translated into English. I'm not sure how it was translated into English. It is in English, but I'm not sure exactly how they did it, whether it was written in English or it was translated. So here are some details on the house, such as the architects, the square footing, or not the square footing, but the square meterage, the year that it was worked on, the photographer and the manufacturers. We are now going to go ahead and take a look at the text description, so that way people can learn more about this house and this space. As mentioned before, the text description was provided by the architects. Up on Alfama, near the monastery of St. Vincent de Fora and the National Pantheon, there is a little square, which marks a pause in the steep slope leading down to the river. This operation involves the rehabilitation of one of the buildings on the edge of the neighborhood, a rare example of a medieval building in an area dominated by buildings raised since the earthquake of 1755. It was a simple residence which had resulted from the breakup of a larger palace complex that still exists. Over the years, the occupation of the small building gradually led to the construction of new walls that defined interior subdivisions, resulting in a house served by two courtyards. The house was extended and altered, and the courtyards were gradually occupied. Here's some more images from the house, the ones that we were looking at before. This intervention aims to clarify the internal argument of the complex, reinforcing its inner meaning. If the courtyards determine the organization, the spaces between them are what forms the focus of the program. The operation has resulted in 4 outdoor spaces interspersed with narrow sheltered areas. The whole complex, with its unroofed appearance, gives the idea of a ruin, suggests contention, and with the nature and parsimony of monastic cells, evokes pleasure, given the way the courtyards are available to be used as outdoor rooms, stripped of any immediate function. One of these outdoor rooms is filled with water, closing a cycle which, in the labyrinth of connections, is perpetuated. Over here, you can see a link to the video that I mentioned before. You can click on this and it will lead you to the video. As is standard practice for me, because this is me using a little website and reacting to something and sharing it, I am going to be putting the link to this webpage up on the video in the video description. I know that this video is a little different from what I'm used to, but I really like showing people stuff like this. I really like showing people the origins of things. These images are fairly popular, or at least were fairly popular a long time ago. If you've been in the liminal space community and if you've really liked looking at pool rooms. So I'm sure that at least some liminal space friends will be able to recognize some of these images. I hope that me showing you where they come from makes them a little bit more meaningful and all of that. I know that I really enjoyed learning that the images were not from a video game or were not 3D rendered or anything like that, but are actually real spaces that physically exist. It brings comfort to me to be able to look at and know that some of these spaces are real, because I really just like the idea of being able to be in these spaces. The water is very comforting to me, and it makes me feel a little bit less bad, because there are some days where the pain that I'm in is extremely significant. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. I hope that you all enjoyed this video, and I'm definitely going to be making more stuff like this in the future. It's entirely possible that we'll explore more Arch daily, so that way people can see different sorts of architecture. Lots of architecture images are very liminal, so that's definitely a fun way to find more liminal stuff to gush about and to just sort of react to. But I hope that you have a wonderful day, and if you're new here, I hope that you come back sometime. If you do, I can't wait to see you again. Bye-bye, everyone!